Hey everybody, so this is a bonus What's the Formula due to a subscriber who, as a show of appreciation for subscribing, I told him I would, instead of holding this one off for a while, I'll share it right now. So this one was interesting because when I first got this person, I didn't make this one. The first one I didn't make. And it was decent, had a little bit of chest hair and whatnot. But the problem is the skin tones didn't match too well. So what I decided to do was go and make my own version. Now my version doesn't have the chest hair because there's not a torso that works that has chest hair. There's the Razor Ramon one, which is too much chest hair, and there's the Jake Roberts one now, which is a little too light on the chest hair and also too kind of bulky around the waist. So what I did with this one instead was you're going to need a elite of this person, the easiest route. Obviously, if you want to have ultimate boots, you need to paint the decals or get decals on the boots, but we're going to go with $1 Million Man. So now he might get an ultimate. I mean, he was in the line and whatnot. There might be suits. I do know that you can put the superstar suits on these guys. I don't know about singlets or anything like that, but I know you can put suits on them. They might be a little bulky, or they might be a little tight on them. You can also just get the elite, version, because Austin Torso, always Austin Torso. As you can see, it's butterfly joints. You can easily put the suit on this one. You can have a wrestling attire one, or you just have it in a suit. If I remember correctly, he does come with some suits back in the older elite style days. So you can do that as well. I think there's a basic defining moments way back at when, if you can find that one. But basically, I kept his arms the same as the elite. I took those off there as well, so it's not double jointed. You could easily put Austin, well, not Austin, but you could find other double jointed guys' arms for that. I threw an elbow pad on there just for the heck of it, because I just had nowhere else to put it, so I figured why not. As you can see, it works though. I mean, it didn't take too much. Obviously, you're gluing the torso, carefully. You're gluing the torso carefully to rotate it. You can see it rotates. I don't like keeping them statues, but nice things are fully playable, fully posable. By not switching the boots out, I still keep the decals. Of course, by taking the lower half only, I still keep the decals perfectly fine. This is perfect for the $1 Million Corporation. Ted, not the biggest guy, but when I compare him to like the Hulk Hogan and whatnot, he's perfect for it. Again, this Austin Torso is gold because it fits so many people. For cruiserweights, it might be a little bulkier. For midweight kind of guys, it's perfect for them. Obviously, for like super heavyweights, it's not going to work at all. But for guys who had some definition, but they weren't super ripped to the gills, this is the perfect body for it. So, not the biggest, longest video to talk about, but what I did do with my other Ted DiBiase, which was a little bit bulkier, I actually sent him away to a good customizer, because again, I'm more of a, I call myself like a Frankensteiner. I put these guys together, no paint. I've only started recently doing some painting with if you saw Val Venus, then but it's very limited right now until I work on stuff and get better at it. So I sent it off to a professional to turn into a Shane Douglas. So obviously they're going to take, I took the head off and whatnot, or I think they kept the head for whatever reason. They're going to build another Shane Douglas head, and I'm making an ultimate Shane Douglas, or having it commissioned for me. And again, the reason I did this is because if I was to pay out of pocket for all these customs, it would take a lot longer to get them, and I'd be a lot more broke. Because these things, luckily I have the parts lying around. So if you have a massive elite collection, or if you're just starting out and you want to start building an ultimate collection, nitpick your guys. Don't do what I do. Don't go all in right away. Obviously, I've been collecting for years, so I had tons and tons of figures, and I was like, you know what? Let's try to make the ultimate brand the majority brand, because obviously that's the more deluxe version. And I love, like I said, you can do so much more. If you do Phil Nelson, they can do the Phil Nelson. They can do chin movements better. Yes, this one, because he doesn't have the double jointed arms, he can't do, he can't basically put his fist up to his face or anything like that. But Ted only had the $1 Million Dream, and from what I've seen in his matches, he wasn't exactly, he was sound, but he wasn't like doing flips and kicks. I mean, he was very limited, very advanced for the 80s wrestling, the 90s wrestling a little bit, but he was never, he wasn't going to do 450 splashes. He's not doing, dragon screw whips, that kind of stuff. So, anyway, not the hardest thing to do. Just get yourself an Austin, get yourself $1 Million Man, keep the black wrist tape and keep the Austin arms you want. If you want to find white, I'm sure there's definitely, one of the ones I thought about using was Mean Mark Callis, has bulkier arms with white wrist tape. So looking at this, I might even go up a size bigger on the arms. But for now, I think this works perfectly. So, till next time. Thank you for subscribing. The person who did subscribe. And hopefully this helped. Enjoy.